One of the best things I've done over the last year is create a Discord server. Let me explain. There are two realities that I've been thinking about a lot over the past few years. The first is our increasingly analog digital hybrid lives. Nearly everyone I know spends 8 hours or more working behind a computer all day, and everyone I know has their smartphone on them all the time. Not everyone has retreated from the real world entirely. My friends and I see each other at church. Many people are in some sort of small group, and we'll have each other over for dinner or find other ways to hang out with each other. But that hybrid of analog and digital is the point. We still have our phones on us after we leave each other's presence. Okay, obviously, this is nothing groundbreaking. We text our friends and family all the time. Come on, tell me something I don't know, Harbor. Okay, hang on with me. The second reality that I've been thinking about is the male loneliness epidemic. It's sort of an open secret that men in general aren't doing great right now. According to one study in 2021, 15% of men said that they don't have a single close friend. In 1990, that was only 3%. Men's friendships are in steep decline. There are several reasons for that, one of which is the rise of remote work, which means office friendships are much more difficult to cultivate. Don't get me wrong, remote work is great. I benefit from it myself, but it's far too easy to become entirely isolated when you work remote if you don't go out of your way to cultivate relationships outside of work. But when work takes up 40 plus hours per week and then you add family responsibilities on top of that, it becomes increasingly difficult for men to form meaningful relationships that are essential for their health mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. The early promise of social media was to connect us to each other on the internet. But social media's public nature and the profit motive for the companies incentivize us all to either become lurkers or performers. If we're honest, we all know that social media has detracted from our IRL relationships and made them worse, not better. So, my thought was this: what if it was possible to utilize the digital side of our hybrid lives to enhance, not replace, the analog side of our relationships? Is it possible to foster meaningful relationships in a community, not just one-on-one friendships, using technology? After a little research, I decided I was going to make a Discord server and just invite my friends to it. Not my online friendships that I've developed over the years, love you all too, but my actual friends that I know, flesh and blood, and live relatively close to. I downloaded the app, set it up, gave it a name, called it Fireside, created an icon using AI for it, and then I sent the invite link to about a dozen friends that I knew I wanted on there. I told them my vision for it and emphasized two things. Number one, this is not my server. This is our server. Take ownership. Make it your own. Talk to each other. You don't need me. I even made one of my friends an admin with me to make structural changes without my permission, and he made it so much better than what I had originally had in mind. And number two, you can invite other people into the server as long as you actually know them in person and they live in the area. Everyone doesn't have to know everyone else, but there has to be only 1 degree of separation. What that does is it forms a true network. There is no algorithmic middleman. It creates an automatic vetting system that organically increases trust in the community. Someone might think, I don't know them, but my friend knows them, and so they must be great because my friend is great. So after that, I went to work setting up the channels. And I made channels for almost everything. The idea wasn't to contain conversations to any one channel, but just to give them containers where people could talk about different things simultaneously. If half the people were talking about movies and the other half were talking about finances, and it was all in the same feed, it would be nearly impossible to keep up with and would frankly disincentivize people from participating. But if every conversation could find its place somewhere, then multiple conversations can happen at once without creating interference. People can pick and choose what they want to be the most active in based on their interests. That way, virtually no one feels left out. In case you're interested, here are some of the channels in the Discord that I created. Okay, so let's be honest. Does all this sound relatively simple? Yes, it does. Start a Discord server and invite some friends. Done. Okay. Yet, it feels nearly impossible to overstate the sharp quality of life improvement that this has fostered. This Discord server has stayed incredibly active almost every day for nearly a full year now. Guys who barely knew each other before have become great friends. Some guys who were separated by just that 1 degree of separation have finally met and hit it off, realizing they really did have a new friend in each other. When we see each other, we have conversations to pick up on right where we left off from the Discord. We know what is happening in each other's lives. When something good happens to someone, we celebrate. When someone is struggling and needs prayer, we comfort each other. We chat about the games we're playing, the movies we're watching, the books we're reading. We chat about technology, real estate, and budgeting apps. We share pictures of our kids and ask for parenting help and show off the newest home project that we're working on. We helped one guy move into town, set up meal trains for new babies, and started book clubs. We've stepped on each other's toes and texted each other that we're sorry. And then we just kept going, just like a real life relationship. I say all this to say, I feel like we did it. I truly feel like we cracked some kind of code. For the first time ever, I feel like I'm genuinely using technology to enhance real life community in a way that is noticeably and qualitatively better. No performances, no lurking, no follower counts or view counts, no fear of being canceled for saying the wrong thing or having the wrong opinion. Just a bunch of guys who actually know each other and care about each other in a glorified chat room who are actually, God help me, I'm going to use this phrase, doing life together. Ugh. I hate that phrase, but it actually fits here. My hope in saying this is that you find this encouraging, that you are able to identify a handful of guys that you think, I bet we'd be pretty good friends if we could just have more time to talk to each other. And then set up a Discord and invite them in. Move the app to the home screen of your phone. Enable notifications for the channels you care about and mute the ones for the ones you don't. Make it about the group, not you. Get the conversation started and then just see what happens. What's cool is that almost a year later, guys are still being added. Word keeps getting around person to person and the community keeps growing. A guy will jump in and I'll think, no way, he's here. I've been wanting to get to know him. I'm so glad we can talk here. I've never felt more connected to my immediate community, and it's in large part because of this Discord server and the actual IRL relationships that it's fostered. In my mind, if it's possible to redeem our digital Babylon, this is one of the most redeeming things that you could do. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it and you want more videos on tech, social media, spiritual formation, marketing, ministry, and just flourishing in the digital Babylon, you can hit that subscribe button to get a new video every Wednesday. And you can find our newsletter at endeavorwithus.org. I'll see you in the next one.